Hey all, today is Monday, December 9th, and I am 6 days post-op from my latest surgery. But to back up a little bit, last time we spoke was November 15th, and I had just finished radiation. A week later, I had a follow-up with my radiation doctor. He said everything looked good, didn't have any further concern, and he went ahead and released me at that time. At that appointment, I did have a little bit of radiation burn, and he said it wasn't anything serious. Just keep an eye on it, and if things change, let him know. But otherwise, I should be good to go and shouldn't have to come back to see him. So with that radiation burn, it was primarily, you can kind of see, primarily just right at my collarbone, and it's still a little scaly and rough, but doing much better. At the peak of it, it was kind of felt like a scab on it. There was like a blister in there. It just felt extremely burnt skin, but yet it wouldn't peel. Like it was just, I don't know, too big of a skin chunk to just flake off, or I don't know, however you want to say it. But I have since learned that about the 2-week mark, you know, you can do whatever you want to do to try and make this burn better, but nothing really helps. But about that 2-week mark is when it just kind of turns. And that was pretty, I guess I haven't looked to see exactly my dates, but that was pretty much how it was for me. You know, I have this special soap for extremely dry skin that when I was going through chemo, and it worked real well for that, but this was just like a whole nother ball game. It was just so dry. I was red and kind of burnt all over, but I have kind of a naturally red tone to my skin anyway, so I mean, it's probably not overly noticeable, but when you look and see it, you can definitely tell. But I was using this soap, I was using Aquifer baby lotion, this other lotion concoction that a friend of mine had given me, essential oils. I mean, I was emu oil. I was putting everything on this multiple times a day, just hoping like it would just quench this thirst of this skin and just get it to where it could slough off or just reabsorb and kind of get a little more normal, and nothing was helping. And so like I said, I've learned now that it doesn't really matter. It probably didn't hurt that I did all that, and there's definitely cases that are worse than mine, so maybe I prevented anything from getting worse, but it was just really, really interesting, the process. But we kind of got over that hurdle, so we're doing good, so that's great. So after all that, December 2nd, I had my oncology doctor appointment, lab work, and treatment. It was the first time I'd seen my oncologist since the whole thing went down. So we had a very extensive talk. I needed answers. I needed him to help me understand or like help me wrap my head around the whole process of how does this happen? How does somebody, like, the age we live in with such technology and medical advances, I just don't understand how such a mistake can be made. But you know, I'm not going to get into all that here, but essentially it is what it is. It is what happened. I can't go back and change it. Unfortunately, all I can do is keep moving forward. I wanted to hear these answers just so my mind could be at ease, no matter how terrible they were. So my main question was, how different would my treatment plan have been? And I wouldn't have had to have chemo had I had a proper diagnosis in the first place. So that was like kind of a kick to the gut. It kind of took my breath away. I got emotional about it. You know, I was crying in his office, and not that I'm ashamed of that or anything. It was the answer that I was expecting, but expecting it and then hearing it are two different things. And so I broke down, and it was kind of a hard pill to swallow. But I know, and like I said, I can't dwell on the negative, because every day that I'm going through this, I have a 5-year-old daughter that I have to think about. She's my whole reason for everything, you know. I don't want her to look back at her childhood and think like, man, my mom was really sick and I just didn't have that great of a childhood, or we didn't get to do things, or my mom didn't get to join us, or, you know, whatever. I don't want that for her. I want her to, if she remembers that I was sick, know that it wasn't a huge impact on her life. So I hold on to her, and I just, everything I do is for her. So my whole mindset and everything. So I'm very fortunate in that she can help me pull out of any negativity or any hard days that I go through. So I was going to make a different video, but I kind of feel like I'm kind of leading into it right now. Now, I've had a lot of people say, gosh, Robin, you're just handling this so well, and I just don't know how you do it, and all this stuff. So I come on here, and I'm fairly composed most of the time. That doesn't show you the days that I am not composed, or my days that I want to stay in bed, or the days that I just cry randomly. I want you to know that don't compare your story to mine. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be sad. It's okay. Don't think that this perception of me is how you do things, because it's not. I just choose my good days to really come on here and share my story with you. Most of my days are good, but that's just who I am. I've always been a happy, see the positive in everything kind of person. That's just me. Again, I have a 5-year-old. I don't want my illness to affect her childhood. She keeps me going. She keeps me going in that, you know, like I said, I don't want that to negatively impact her, but yet then again, it helps me get through it. Like, it's hard to kind of describe, but just know that mental health is very important. And some days I feel like I'm immortal or something, like I'm detached from my emotion, and other days I feel like I'm overly emotional. It's a very weird roller coaster, slippery slope of everything. If you're going through anything hard, you will at some point in your life. It's just inevitable. Don't compare yourself to others. Maybe use their strength to be your strength, or, you know, to help you pull out of those bad days. I firmly believe your mentality has so much to do with your physical being and healing. I believe there is such a link between the two that it's just indescribable. I feel like my positive attitude through this has made it be not as terrible as it could be. Be aware of your mental health and do what you need to do to be healthy in that area. I want to empower and educate, hopefully help anybody that's stuck or going through this or scared or not knowing what to expect. The whole purpose of these videos is just to help people. Maybe take some of that scaredness away from their journey. But everybody's journey is different, and just know that it is okay to have bad days and cry and all that. I just can't even stress it enough. But definitely take the good and run. Like, try to have more good days than bad days, because it's going to help you get through it. It's going to help you get healthier faster and stay healthier and heal from surgeries or whatever that you have to do. So just, if you don't take anything else from this, please take that. Okay, step down from soapbox, carry on from the information that I intended. So December 2nd was my doctor's appointment. Then I went to treatment. Treatment's only about 30 minutes long. Total, I will have 13 sessions. So I'm down to 11. I've had 2. My next one will be December 30th. So I'll have 2 this month. So I've got about a year left, just under. I am glad to know that the immunotherapy doesn't really negatively affect me. I just go in, get my treatment, the whole process between the doctor's labs and treatment, a couple hours long, and I cannot change that day. It has to be Monday, every 4th Monday. So having my schedule go around that kind of stinks, and I've already run into some times where it's conflict, but it is what it is. I mean, I cannot do anything about it. So it'll definitely rule my world for a year, and then hopefully after that I'll be good to go. But things went well. No, nothing really to kind of talk about. I have it done, and I get home, and I kind of just hang out and relax a bit. But nothing negative thus far anyway, so that's good. So December 3rd, on Tuesday, I had surgery. I got my expanders taken out, my implants put in, and then I also got what they call like a fat transfer or fat displacement. It's kind of like a new thing that they're doing if you get breast implants. Basically what it is they take fat from someplace else in your body and then move it to put around your implants, especially during reconstructive, because you do not have your natural breast shape and all the skin and everything to work with. This is kind of a new palette, so you gotta extra scar tissue might be some places and make a dent here or a extra lift here, and so they use this fat to kind of soften the lines, put it around the implant, so it's a more natural effect. Any kind of wrinkles in the implant that makes your skin wrinkle, they fix all that. So they really try to make it as natural as possible and make you look as good as possible. And for that, I'm very thankful. A mastectomy breast is a lot different than a natural breast. Like I said, it's just completely different. You don't have any of the same stuff to work with. So so it's cool. Like I'm really excited that they do this now, and so it just makes you feel a little more natural. My expanders went well into my armpit, like around the side, and my implants are smaller, so I feel more normal and like flat right there, which is good. So after surgery, I have to wear like a sports bra or kind of a snug bra for about a month. What that does is help kind of shrink up the skin, make sure that everything kind of stays in place as it heals and nothing kind of moves too much. So like my sides, hopefully that skin will kind of shrink back down and give me kind of the straight sides that I'm used to, and they're already looking pretty good. Everything looks really pretty good. I'm bruised to high heaven. But feeling pretty good. So they took fat from like my midsection, so I have to wear a binder again to kind of shrink that skin down to kind of get it to fit what my new figure looks like, or kind of how things are without the fat that they took from different areas. Very bruised up all over the place, again I say, but already in 6 days it already looks a lot better than it did, and I'm feeling pretty good. I just have to remember to slow down and just kind of take it easy, and for another week, and then I can start kind of raising my heart rate a little bit. So things are good. I'm really thankful for how smooth things are going. My next follow-up for my plastic surgeon is December 30th, and then that's followed by my next treatment, and then we'll be going into a new year. So that's really about all I've got right now. As things change, I'll keep you updated, and as always, feel free to ask or message me, and we'll go from there. So I hope you all had an awesome Thanksgiving. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas season, and just thankful for all of you being on Team Robin. So until we chat again, have a good one.